Historic Southern homes seem to have a life of their own, or a certain je ne sais quoi. On today's show, we are visiting a lovely Italianate home built in 1823. The house contains an extensive collection of early French, American, and English furnishings that would excite the most ardent collector. Yet the home was designed for a growing family and epitomizes Southern charm and hospitality in its highest form. Welcome to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark.
Welcome to Southern Heirlooms with Ken Rivenbark.
Creating an inviting and comfortable home that expresses elegant style and one's personal reflection is something that Southern ladies have mastered through the decades. Families teach their children early on how to respect and protect historical treasures that will one day be passed down to them in hopes that they will continue to be good stewards of these family heirlooms and make them part of the fabric of their lives. I have the honor of taking you on a tour of select rooms in this incredible home and focusing on outstanding examples of period pieces in the collection.
The answer to all your car buying questions.
Now in the hands of every salesperson at your North Alabama Honda dealer.
Saving you lots of time.
Folks love the Accord. How many to choose from?
48 today.
Pick your favorite color and trim level.
Best price?
$199 a month.
Compare it to a Camry.
Take a look.
Gas mileage?
Up to 36 miles per gallon.
That's one giant leap in car sales technology.
And it's only at your North Alabama Honda dealer, Huntsville, Decatur, and Florence.
Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. We're beginning our tour of this lovely Italianate home in the front parlor. The front parlor is focused around this original carved marble fireplace. Again, the house 1823 time frame. And the room extends this beautiful soft hues of tone-on-tone damask and the fabrics. And I want to begin by just sharing some of the things that are here beside me on the mantel. First of all, the beautiful gilt wood mirror is French and dates to 1840, 1860 time frame. On top of the mantel are three pieces of Chinese export rose Canton. They date from 1840 to 1860. And in the middle here are beautiful rock crystal and bronze doré candelabras from the turn of the century. The inviting sitting area, the front parlor, begins with this beautiful silk velvet sofa. Flanked on each end are Italian marquetry kidney-shaped tables from the 1880-1890 time frame. Atop each are onyx and bronze doré lamps that date to 1860. The beautiful pillows have been made, the medallions in the middle are actually from seat-bottom French chairs from the late 1700s. Flanking the coffee table are two beautifully carved French mahogany armchairs. They have a soft tone-on-tone damask fabric. The coffee table in front of me holds two beautiful baskets. The first one is a bronze doré and baccarat crystal basket. The second is a beautiful sterling basket with repoussé and filigree accents. And what Southern home would be complete without a copy of Uncle Tom's Cabin? This version is from 1897. We're going to move over to the front side of the parlor now and talk about some really interesting pieces, beginning with this early American wing chair. It is mahogany in structure, and it hosts beautiful shell claw feet. The secretary I'm standing beside is English Chippendale, dates 1820 to 1860. The Chinese fretwork at the top is most incredible, but the most interesting part about this piece is the feet down at the bottom. They are carved with a reading, and I've never seen any like it. They're quite amazing. The secretary proudly presents the complete set of 4 books by Maria Howard Wheaton. She was Alabama Poet Laureate in the late 1890s. She wrote these 4 books between 1890 and 1904, and Most rare, the Song of the South edition is actually inscribed and signed by her. On the floor wall of the parlor is a beautiful French Bombay chest. It dates to 1860, 1880 time frame. It has intricately worked inlay, and it hosts a beautiful marble top that is kidney red in color. Before we leave the room, I want to talk about this beautiful silk drapery. These are hand-embroidered silks. The company is no longer in service, but it was created by Sidney Poitier's wife, Joanna Skimkus. In addition, the room hosts a series of exquisite paintings from the early 1800s through the 1900s. When we return, we're going to be visiting other rooms of this incredible 1823 Italianate home.
To say you've worked too hard to let this economy jeopardize your future would be an understatement. While you don't have control over today's markets, you do have control over how well prepared you are for the future. That's where the Keene Group at UBS Financial Services Incorporated in Huntsville can help. Wealth Management Advisors Penny and Tom Keene will create a plan that can help you weather the uncertain markets while keeping you on track. Call or visit our website, the Keene Group at UBS Financial Services Incorporated in Huntsville. Member FINRA SIPC.
Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. I'm standing in the second of three parlors in this beautiful 1823 Italianate home. And I'm sharing with you some of the exquisite examples in the collections here. I want to show in this room, beginning with this beautiful painting. It's from the Italian school of Madonna and Child. It's rather large in scale and dates the late 1600s to early 1700s. Also in this room, there's a pair of rare English rosewood banded game tables. They have bronze ormolu and they are just exquisite. Each table is adorned with a marble lamp with, again, bronze ormolu that really show the beautiful grain of the rosewood. In the center of the room, in front of the marble fireplace, are two Louis XV gilt wood carved fauteuils. These armchairs are very detailed in their carvings, and they are presented in a soft green tone-on-tone damask. The last piece I want to point out in this room is an incredibly rare George III Pembroke table. It has a banded mahogany top. The drawers are oak lining. It has ring-turned legs with brass casters. Elaborate floral and foliate bell-flowered painted decorations. What makes this so unusual is this piece was deacquisitioned from the collection of the historic Charleston Foundation, dates from 1800 to 1820. Now join me as we move into the entryway of the home and see some incredible pieces of Empire furniture. I'm now in the foyer of the home, and originally the foyer went from the front door to the back door, all the way through the home. Later additions have blocked that, but you can still see the beauty of this foyer. I'd like to point out to you, this first piece of furniture is an English walnut console. It has double Corinthian columns, it supports with bronze ormolu, and of course a beautiful white marble top. Above the Empire console is a Louis XV style wood-carved gilt pier mirror. It is French, late 19th century, with elaborate racaille cartouche over the arch and glazed plate. On top of the console is a large inlay wood planter. It has bronze mounts and features a medallion in the middle that is either Sèvres or Samson porcelain. The planter is flanked by two Old Paris lamps that have a gilt background with hand-painted florals in the front. Another piece of furniture I want to share with you in the parlor is an additional Empire console. This is mahogany, bronze mounts. The feet are quite unusual, paw feet carved. On top of it is an unusually large carved jade lamp. This lamp dates to 1840, 1860 time frame. And above it is this intricate wood-carved bellflower mirror. This mirror dates to 1820, 1840 time frame. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Rivenbark and Roper Antiques began serving customers June 2006 and is regarded as Huntsville's finest antique gallery. The shop represents high-quality antiques from the 18th to the early 20th centuries, the largest collection of silver in North Alabama, Chinese and Japanese export porcelains, and original art from around the world. From day one, the business has focused on three principles that have established the essence of Rivenbark and Roper Antiques. They take great pride in providing their clients with the highest quality merchandise at the lowest prices possible, offering hospitality and personal service to build a relationship of trust, and to celebrate with customers the joy of bringing beauty, style, and elegance to their homes. Rivenbark and Roper Antiques has gained the reputation of offering a high-quality product with extensive personal service. The shop has lived by the strict policy of not selling reproduction furniture and abiding by the original guidelines of not selling furniture newer than 1940. Their strengths are reflected in their dedicated customers. Customers know that when they engage in business with Rivenbark and Roper, they can count on truth, knowledgeable information, and customer dedication.
Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. I'm standing at the rear entry of the home in front of this beautiful side altar. The altar is Italian. It dates to the late 1400s, early 1500s. The three panels of the paintings are attributed to the artist Perugino. It contains, on the far side, the Archangel Michael, who is the angel of protection. He helps us overcome our negativity also. In the center is the Virgin Mary with an angel holding the Christ child. Above it are three angels that are just incredible. On this side is the Archangel Raphael. Raphael is the angel of healing, and he's responsible for healing the earth and its inhabitants, and he's pictured here with Tobias. The artist Perugino was an avid painter in the 1400s, actually was the teacher of Raphael. There are several paintings of this genre, one with the three paintings presented here are in the National Gallery in London. As we move into the dining room, I want to point out two beautiful matching consoles in rosewood, and they're adorned with onyx and bronze dorade lamps. Let's go into the dining room. As we enter the dining room, you can tell just how massive in size this room is. It measures 25 feet long by 20 feet wide with 16-foot tall ceilings. It's an excellent example of the fine architect of the early 1820s. The mantel, quite large, speaks for itself just simply by me standing beside it. Let's talk about some of the features in this room, and we'll just begin where we are. On top are two beautiful palace vases and both of Chinese export rose canton pattern. Over on the side, the mirror is early 1800s Italian gilt wood, double framed with incredible Chippendale style pediments at the top. The Italian sconces on each side are rather tall. They include grapes and wheat clusters with hand-painted porcelain flowers. The sideboard is Hepplewhite and dates 1860 to 1880 time frame. Next, I want to show you this incredible set of 8 Chippendale dining chairs. This is, of course, one of the armchairs. They date to the late 1700s, hand-carved, exquisite ribboning with a tassel hanging in the front. The front of the chairs feature a ball and claw style. These chairs are extremely heavy and well made to sustain their age. Flanking the door that leads out into the garden are two French wood-carved chairs, very exquisite with rosettes. They have a wicker back and a beautiful silk brocade cushion in them. On the wall are a matching pair of early French bronze sconces. These are some 32 inches in height. As we leave the formal dining room, we're going to head into the family kitchen. And I want to point out a couple quite interesting characteristics. Come with me. I wanted to give you a glimpse of the family kitchen. It's quite beautiful. The 12-foot ceilings. One of the most striking characteristics are the tin ceilings and the coffers. The table here is a beautiful burlwood mahogany, as well as this large marble kitchen island. Much of the family activity takes place right here. We've moved into the middle den, or the family den, and I want to point out a couple of really interesting things here, starting with this French Empire chandelier. The chandelier is ebonized. It has bronze swan. It was originally a gas light that has been electrified, and just beautiful. Next, I want to mention this incredible early American mirror. The Federal carved gilt wood and Girondo mirror has a spread winged eagle on a rocky plinth and holds two foliate streamers over a circular mirror plate. This is American and dates from 1860 to 1890. Now I get to share with you my favorite of the house. Is this beautiful Mark Singer painting called Rapture. Mark Singer is a Huntsville artist, has international acclaim, and I've had the opportunity to work with Mark for many years, but again, this painting speaks volume. The energy and the beauty of it is outstanding. Before we leave the family den, I want to show you one of the family treasures, beautiful original paintings by Maria Howard Weeden. These portraits were painted between 1890 and 1904. The top painting is one of her more famous Mammy paintings. The subject is Frances Bell, a neighbor of the Weedens. This portrait, or this image of Frances Bell, was used in the costuming for Gone with the Wind. Below is St. Bartley Harris. St. Bartley Harris is one of the most famous ministers in Huntsville. Records indicate that he baptized more than 3,000 people in Big Spring Lake. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Established in 1978, Randy Roper Interiors is the premier interior design firm for residential and commercial projects. The goal at Randy Roper Interiors is to work with each client to create a beautiful, warm, and comfortable space that reflects your individual tastes. Randy Roper Interiors offers one of the largest resource design libraries in Alabama and is located at 311 North Jefferson Street in downtown Huntsville. Randy Roper Interiors, where experience matters.
I'm now standing in the formal master suite. I want to begin by talking about the bed and the canopy. Let's start at the top with the giltwood canopy. The fabric hanging from it is embroidered silk and cotton lace, as well as the bed fittings. On my far left is a Louis XVI French inlaid commode. It has a marble top with a bronze galley. The side table here is an early, late 1700s English bachelor's chest. And on both pieces are a pair of cobalt blue Old Paris lamps. To my right is this beautiful George III mahogany desk. It dates from 1780 to 1810. It has beautiful dental carved cornice and the original brass pulls. Inside the desk is displayed a wonderful collection of Chinese export rose canton in the celadon colors. I'm standing in the sitting area of the master suite, and I want to point out some of the beautiful features above the mantel. First of all, this incredible Italian wood gilt mirror. It is double framed, beautiful shield pediment at the top. The candelabras are bronze doré with the putti in the middle. And this exquisite ebonized bronze clock dates to 1800, and just by standing beside it, you can see how large and detailed the scale is. I especially love the roping garland that swags on each side from the lion's heads. On the wall behind me is a beautiful wood gilt canapé. It is Italian. This canapé came out of a New Orleans estate. And the original portraits of the children are framed in hand-carved Italian frames. I'm standing in front of this large linen press. It dates to 1810 to 1840. Beautiful mahogany, the original glass panel doors, and open arch pediment with incredible fretwork. I want to move lastly into the dressing area. There's a wonderful 1860, 1880 Louis XV gilt console with white marble top. And if you'll notice on the walls are hand-painted Gracie wallpaper from the Gracie Studios in New York. I think you'll agree with me, this was one of the most exquisite bedrooms I've ever seen. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be right back. Peace Loving Animals is an animal rescue facility located in Tanner, Alabama, where we educate the community of the humane treatment of animals, caring for abandoned strays, and finding homes for unwanted yet lovable pets. You can be the voice for an abandoned animal by supporting Peace Loving Animals today. This advertisement is proudly sponsored by Keystone Laboratories of Decatur, Alabama, helping protect the public health and environment through quality testing. Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. The last room I want to share with you today is this beautiful family den. The family den is an addition to the house. It was not here originally, but it houses some incredible artifacts, as well as much of the family activity takes place in this room. But I want to share with you some of the special items that are in the family collection that are housed in this room. Let's take a look. Craftsman Charles Binger created the beautiful woodwork for the large family room that includes the coffered ceiling, moldings, cabinets, and fireplace mantel. The large round medallion over the chandelier, as well as the individual rosettes, were handmade in New Orleans. The Italian gilt wood chandelier is wood carved and dates from 1860 to 1880. Above the mantel is housed a pair of bronze Renaissance Revival candelabras. They are from a Memphis, Tennessee estate and date 1890 to the 1900s. In the center is a French planter with gilt bronze mount, and it dates from 1900 to 1920. At the end of the room are a matching pair of Banquet Inn demi-lune tables from the mid-1800s. They are made of solid mahogany. On top of the table, on each table actually, there are a pair of black ebonized lamps with bronze ormolu mounts. One interesting aspect on this table is the bust of Teddy Roosevelt. It is a bronze bust by artist Gutzon Borgen. What's interesting about this bronze bust of Teddy Roosevelt is that Gutzon Borgen is also the artist who carved Mount Rushmore. There are also 3 beautiful pieces of Japanese Amari porcelain on the table and a Japanese bronze vase. Above the table are 2 beautifully executed oil on canvas paintings. Let me tell you about the first one. It is oil on canvas. It's called On the Danube by German artist T.Z. Getzner. It dates from 1860 to 1880. Above On the Danube is a Dutch oil on canvas painting attributed to Mindart Habina. It is a landscape with cottage, a fisherman in the river. It is from a Pennsylvania estate and dates from 1638 to 1709. In one of the last rooms, the middle den, I share with you a painting of Mark Singer, palette artist from here in Huntsville, Alabama. I want to share with you another painting above me. This is a red fox. You can see the really strong strokes of the palette knife. Now let's learn a bit more about the artist, Mark Singer. Mark Singer was born in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and has lived in many regions of the United States and Europe. His painting style was initially influenced by the Fauvist movement, but since has evolved into a more personal statements of time, place, and vision. Mark is a self-taught painter. His grandparents, respected San Francisco artists in their day, played a major part in Mark's artistic development. His friendships with such notables as Ansel Adams, Beniamino Buffano, and George Sterling contributed to Mark's interest in pursuing a more bohemian form of self-expression. Indeed, painting is Mark's preferred method to reveal the more provocative characteristics of things considered commonplace. A distinguishing characteristic of Mark's artwork is in his use of a palette knife. Mark employs this technique to yield creations ranging from thickly applied impasto to paint applications so subtle as to fool the viewer into thinking they are looking at brushwork. Mastery of the palette knife is very challenging for most artists, but after 40 years of laying knife to canvas, Mark's treatment of this painting instrument is fine enough to be called deft by Joel Grover of Art and Antiques magazine. His wide range of subjects, rich colorization, and individual style have garnered praise from critics and collectors alike. Mark's paintings may be found in a number of corporate and private collections throughout the world, including the Royal Palace in Jakarta, Indonesia. His latest works are available at Rival Market Roper Antiques in Huntsville, Alabama. Stay with us, we'll be right back. The following advertisement is proudly sponsored by Moss Lumber Company of Gurley, Alabama. A New Leash on Life helps thousands of homeless animals each year find a forever home. Our main purpose is to end the euthanasia of wonderful adoptable pets in our community. Your support is greatly needed to carry out our mission. Opportunities are available to volunteer in the facility, foster a loving animal, donate to meet the financial needs of these animals, and shop in our marketplace thrift store. Visit us today. A New Leash on Life needs you. I hope you've enjoyed our show today. We've seen firsthand the southern beauty and elegance of an 1823 Italianate home. I would like to also add that the home has evolved under the meticulous eye of interior designer Randy Roper. So thank you for your incredible talent. Now, to the family, thank you for allowing us to come into your home and view such beautiful antiques, art, and interiors. The lovely home so reflects your beautiful family. Thank you so much. With a heart full of gratitude, I'm Ken Rivenbark.